Hello and welcome to the Southeast Iowa Union News Break. I'm your host, Nick Steffens. Getting into today's top stories, a group of Washington citizens is organizing the city's first international film festival. The event, called Foreign to Film F2F, is scheduled for May 20th to 21st in 2023. Washington is the home of the historic State Theater, the longest continuously operated movie theater in the world. It is also home to film historian Michael Zaz, who is featured in the award-winning film preservation documentary Saving Brinton. Washington is also home of the late Frank Britton, who was one of the earliest exhibitors of moving pictures and magic lanterns shows in the country. F2F hopes to continue this rich heritage with its inaugural festival, with films shown at venues within walking distance of the downtown square. Participants will enjoy a diverse array of film genres to choose from throughout the weekend. Film categories will include documentaries, narratives, animated, experimental, student, women and minority-made, and Iowa-made. Awards and certificates will be given in each category. Films will be accepted until February 2nd of 2023, and decisions on films selection and awards lie solely with F2F, including the right to select or reject any or all films, and will be made no later than February 2nd, 2023. Entries will be limited to 200 films. The Walmart Foundation announced over $1.6 million in matching assets to community health grant awards on September 27th, a sizable portion of them sent to Southeast Iowa groups. The organizations were notified in May of the pending awards and had 16 weeks to secure matching funds to qualify, according to a news release from the foundation. The YMCA of Washington received $100,000 from the matched grant. CEO Amy Schulte said the group had its matching money raised right away. Schulte said the organization has raised $5.4 million, about 73% of the estimated cost. The anticipation is getting overwhelming. We're so close, but we still have this $1.82 million gap that we need to fund, she said. It's almost like we can just reach out and grab it. It's so close. A lot of excitement, but also a lot of work to finish things up, wrap things up so we can start this coming summer. Police say they're charging 37-year-old Washington woman Jamie Hunt with first-degree arson after an incident reported on September 23rd. The police department received a report that Hunt had broken a window and thrown gasoline and a lighter into an apartment that she knew was occupied by workers in the process of cleaning the apartment. There was no significant damage or injury reported. Hunt fled the area but later spoke to officers by telephone and made some admissions related to the incident, a news release from the Washington Police Department said. Hunt was arrested September 30th and is held at the Washington County Jail on a $25,000 cash-only bond. If convicted, the charge, a Class B felony, could be punishable by up to 25 years in prison, according to the department. Court documents with further information were not immediately available. That was the top stories. It is now time for obituaries. Laverne Westerkamp of Farmington passed away on September 29th at the age of 81. A graveside service will be held at 11 a.m. on October 5th at the Green Glade Cemetery in Farmington. Schmidt's Funeral Home is in charge of the arrangements. Jacob Fett of Hillsborough passed away on October 1st at the age of 44. Arrangements are pending at Schmidt's Funeral Home in Farmington. Dale Willard Parrish of Keosauqua passed away on September 29th at the age of 65. Schmidt's Funeral Home of Donaldson is assisting with the arrangements. Shane Matthew McCabe of Fairfield passed away on September 7th at the age of 43. Memorial service will be held on October 9th at 3 p.m. at the Cider House in Fairfield. Murphy Funeral Home of Mount Pleasant is assisting with the arrangements. Beverly Winters Marshall Leeser of Fairfield passed away on September 28th at the age of 85. Funeral services will begin at 10:30 a.m. on October 5th at the Cranston Family Funeral Home in Fairfield. James Edward Hazelwood of Riverside passed away on September 29th at the age of 62. No funeral services are scheduled. Jones and Eden Funeral Home are in charge of the arrangements. Phyllis Elaine Klein of Lockridge passed away on October 1st at the age of 68. No services are planned at this time. Jack E. Hummel of Mount Pleasant passed away on September 27th at the age of 70. There will be no services at this time. Mary Jo Wright of Mount Pleasant passed away on September 27th at the age of 69. A funeral mass of Christian burial will be held at 10:30 a.m. October 7th at the St. Alphonsus Catholic Church. Murphy Funeral Home in Mount Pleasant is in charge of the arrangements. We're going to take a brief break, and when we come back, we'll have the weather and sports.
Federation Bank is a locally owned bank providing award-winning customer service. We believe that we are more than just a federation of banks, but a federation of communities, serving Brighton, Richland, Wellman, and Washington, Iowa. Federation Bank's highly skilled staff is here to make sure you are able to accomplish your personal and professional goals, whatever they may be. Federation Bank, your family bank.
Since 1905, Kelowna Cooperative Technology Company has helped our community stay connected with the latest advancements in clear, dependable telecommunications services. KCTC provides rural Iowans with access to high-speed fiber internet, as well as phone, television, computer repair, and cybersecurity solutions. We're also proud supporters of local organizations and area schools within the community. KCTC, keeping Kelowna connected.
Hello and welcome back to the Southeast Iowa Union Newsbreak. I'm your host, Nick Steffens. We have some football review coming up, but first, the weather.
The weather is brought to you by Jacqueline Ariola, LLC.
Come visit Jackie in her new location downtown. She is ready to serve Washington and the surrounding community.
We started the work week with some great weather, sunny skies and a high of 73. Tomorrow we will see temperatures rise to 75 and there will be partly cloudy skies. Wednesday will be pretty similar with a high being 75 and partly cloudy skies again. Temperatures will then begin to drop throughout the rest of the week, with Thursday's high being 61 with mostly sunny skies. And on Friday there will be mostly sunny skies again, but this time only a high of 55 and a low of 35. That was the weather. It is now time for sports.
Sports, brought to you by Fairway.
It was yet another tough week for Washington Demon football as they took a trip up to Class 3A District 5 foe, number 9 Solon. A rocky start never got better for the Demons as the Spartans waltzed to a 44-0 victory on homecoming. Solon got on the board early off just a pair of screen plays from Blake Timmons to Sean Stahl that culminated into a 68-yard drive to the end zone. Not but 2 minutes later, the Demons fumbled at their own 2-yard line and the Spartans fell on it in the end zone. The lost fumble marked just one of 4 Washington turnovers. Washington finished with just 116 yards of total offense in the loss, with 62 of the yardage coming from an Ethan Patterson completion to Jude Brown late in the half. Someone's defense was dominant. Washington rushed for just 1.7 yards per carry, with Kason Evans leading on 28 yards. Patterson completed 3 passes on the night for 68 yards. Washington falls to 2-4 on the year and 0-2 in district play. The Demons will be back on the road Friday against Keokuk. Winning time has arrived in the battle for the Southeast Conference Volleyball Championship, and after a competitive regular season, the 2-day tournament promises to be a 6-way slugfest. All 6 of the SEC's teams will meet in Washington for day 1 on Tuesday night. Each team will play either 2 or 3 games, and then one week later in Fort Madison, the second half of the games will take place. SEC teams played 5 regular season games this year, and every team in the league won at least 1 and lost at least 1. Burlington and Fairfield are the top 2 seeds after each finishing 4-1 in the regular season. Keokuk, Mount Pleasant, and Fort Madison all went 2-3, and Washington finished 1-4. Washington's lone win in the SEC was Burlington's only loss. The Demons swept Burlington on the road to start conference play. Burlington beat Fairfield on the road in 4 sets for the Trojans' only loss. You can throw the regular season standings out the door, as only the conference tournament counts for the SEC title. The tournament is set up for the top 2 teams to play the very last match on day 2, ideally setting up a pseudo-conference championship game with the assumption the 2 teams will take care of business. Through 3 years of SEC tournament play, that has only happened once. Will Mount Pleasant rise to the top for the 3rd straight year? Will Fairfield or Washington win the conference tournament for the first time, or is the title headed south, whether it be back to Burlington or into Fort Madison or Keokuk? The action all starts on Tuesday at 5 p.m. inside the Washington High School gym. Coach Aaron Six will be on the Washington Demons Coaches Show, or the Washington Demon Press Box, or the Patterson Van Walden Power Hour. Todd hasn't decided on a name for that show yet. He'll be on this Thursday, right in the middle of those games, so I look forward to that interview. That has been the news for Washington, Iowa, and the surrounding area. I've been your host, Nick Steffens. This is the Southeast Iowa Union News Break, and I will see you next time.